Hello everyone, it is Sunday, August 11th, 2024. The time is 11:15 a.m. Pacific, and the temperature is 59 degrees Fahrenheit in San Francisco. And welcome back to the West Coast Walker channel, everyone. My name is Robert, and today I'm going to show you around a very historic neighborhood, the oldest Chinatown in America. Let's go. Yes, we are in Chinatown as we begin at the corner of Columbus and Stockton here in one of the largest and oldest Chinatowns in America, the oldest, and also one of the largest. I don't know if it's bigger than the New York City one, but it is a big area, 24 square blocks. And it has been here since around 1850. Even before that, 1848, I believe, was when some of the first Chinese immigrants started coming. And that's actually the same year that California became part of the United States. And it is a very significant part of the city, a very bustling part of the city, although it's Sunday morning right now, so it's not too busy here. But as you can see, all the stores have Chinese writing. Traditionally, most of the Chinese immigrants to this area came from southern China, and so they spoke Cantonese and Taishanese, I believe. And so you'll find that most of the signs, the signs are in the singular Chinese language, because when it comes to Chinese writing, all the different dialects use the same writing system. But a lot of people here speak Cantonese, Taishanese, and other southern dialects. This is, like I said, it was established in the 1850s, and it was in around the 1860s when mass immigration of Chinese people came to the city, to California, in order to work on building the railroads. And so it's very, famous part of U.S. history that the Chinese built the railroads here in the West. Obviously they needed workers, so they brought Chinese immigrants who were willing to work hard on the railroads and do other jobs as well. And so they started coming, but then white Americans, which would include Irish, English, and also Spanish descent Americans, they felt like, the Chinese immigrants were taking all of their jobs. It's a common theme you hear about immigrants. And so in 1882, the Chinese Exclusion Act was passed by the U.S. Congress, which limited their immigration to the country for a long time, basically until the 50s. But the community still grew and became a very integral part of the city. A lot of Chinese gangs, like organized crime, ended up coming here and being sort of the power brokers of this neighborhood, and they imported drugs to the country, opium, as well as many young Chinese women were brought here as prostitutes. And so this area became known in the 1800s as sort of a den of vice, where you could go to brothels, gambling houses, and opium dens. And it actually became a very big tourist area because Americans from all over the country wanted to experience the exotic flavors, so to speak, of Chinatown, where anything goes, essentially. And so the San Francisco city government actually promoted the this neighborhood as sort of a den of vice. And it is true that there were many opium dens, brothels, and gambling houses here. But then in 1906, as you well know, the great earthquake hit and destroyed much of San Francisco. It wasn't just the earthquake, it was the fires that raged through the city for 3 or 4 days that basically burnt every structure to the ground. I mean, there's very few structures that survived. And after Chinatown was completely razed by the Great Fire, as you can see, so many different little fruit stands here. They rebuilt Chinatown after the Great Fire, and much of the vice went away. They sort of decided that they wanted to have a more wholesome neighborhood here. So a lot of the gangs were essentially pushed out by more legitimate businesses. And the organized criminals, I mean, there was still prostitution here. I mean, there was still gambling and probably opium as well, but a lot of that slowly went away, and it became just a really big central business district where you can find food of all sorts. There's so many little grocery stores here, as we see one right here. This is just one of many small grocers here in this neighborhood where you can find all kinds of different ingredients to cook Chinese food as well as any other kind of food you want. And so this is a very big, bustling area when it comes to commercial activity. Tons of restaurants. Tons of sort of smaller eateries where you can grab some noodle soup or other small meals or snacks. Tons of places to get tea and or coffee, I assume. As we see here, the Golden Gate Bakery where they have pastries. And we have gift shops, clothing stores. You can get electronics here, and any type of food that you're looking for, any type of Asian food, certainly. You can find it here in Chinatown. We see the Hong Kong dim sum house. Many of the immigrants came from Hong Kong originally, but I imagine now that there are lots of northern Chinese here as well, since things were opened up in the 90s. As you see these beautiful lanterns lining the streets, and during the Spring Festival this place is just rocking. There's actually 3 more Chinatowns in San Francisco, or I guess Chinese enclaves. 2 of them are in the Sunset District and 1 is in Richmond. And those were established as sort of wealthier Chinese people ended up moving out to those areas where you could have much more space. Single family homes. This neighborhood is actually the densest neighborhood in all of California and all of the West, actually. I believe it's like 7 times the density of the average of San Francisco. You see some really cool gift shops there selling all kinds of Chinese decor. And you can see even Sunday morning at 11 o'clock, it's still busy here. Maggie's Cafe. Wholesale jewelry and fine arts. You got the Beijing shopping center there. So there is northern Chinese influence here as well. I would assume that's why it's called Beijing. Electronics shop to get, well, this is, they have cameras there. There you get like lighters, Zippo lighters. Look at these old school cameras. There's Polaroid there. These look like even film cameras. Sunglasses, tons of t-shirts with San Francisco on them, sweatshirts, magnets, fridge magnets of all kinds. Yeah, they've got film here, if you still use film to take pictures, as well as digital cameras. This is a really cool camera shop. Tons of cool Zippo lighters. And postcards of all kinds. So this is like your traditional gift shop. You will find temples in this area that date back to the 1800s. You will find numerous churches, as Christianity did take hold amongst the Chinese people here in the city, and many of them converted to Christianity. And more gift shops. We got a premium matcha tea there. Still not sure what matcha is, but I think it's a type of green tea. And as you can see up the hill, there is filled with Chinese businesses. So this is a very bustling commercial area. As you can see, this store sells all kinds of Buddhist statues and Chinese folk religion statues of the various gods and goddesses that exist in the traditional Chinese religion. As we see a gorgeous mural there and statues resembling the terracotta warriors.
Come here. Lavalier. First of all, guys.
We've got an Asian Trends, it's called. They sell more decor. Tangerine Peel Tea Shop. This looks like a very beautiful store. Ooh, it smells like tea in here. That beautiful smell of black tea. Almost an orange Picot smell. So we have all kinds of teas here that I've never heard of. Tangerine Peel Tea. Whole slew of different teas. Beautiful little store with playing very soft Chinese music. So we see a gorgeous Bruce Lee mural there. The great Kung Fu master and actor. as well as, I believe that's a temple of some sort. As we reach the corner of Grant and Sacramento. Got another old school camera shop there where they sell Kodak film. I'm gonna cross the street real quick here. It's a little busier on that side. So film cameras are still big here in Chinatown. And we've got another clothing store here. Two clothing stores right beside each other, actually. And this place looks interesting. Canton Bazaar. It smells like incense in here. Very nice smell of incense. So you can see we've got all kinds of incense holders here. So this sells traditional Chinese decorations and stuffed animals and sort of household items that, well, that you would decorate your home with. Got these sort of lanterns here that you can hang up, and a very cool tiger, I believe. As well as all kinds of Buddha statues and Chinese gods and goddesses. We've got jewelry here, tiaras, little handbags and whatnot, and some dresses. Looks like there's even an upstairs and a downstairs to this store. Very cool. Very cool place.
Do we have to turn this way? Mom?
See, there are a lot of people here this morning enjoying Chinatown. Old St. Mary's Church. We have a traditional Chinese instrument being played. Beautiful. And as you can see, we're in the heart of the city. Massive skyscrapers surrounding all of Chinatown. As we reach the corner of Grant and California. Beautiful store across the street called Milano Gallery where they buy gold and diamonds. Got a fortune teller here in case you want to find out your future. So you can see this neighborhood is sort of filled with stimulation of the senses. Sights, sounds, and smells. And I haven't even really smelled any food yet. I mean, it's still early, so some of these restaurants might not even be open yet. Certainly the grocery stores are. As we've reached Grant and Pine. We are approaching well, I started at the end of Chinatown, or I guess the back end of Chinatown. This is sort of the beginning of it right here, coming up. What's that? No cameras? They got a Transformer statue there.
Hey, yourselves.
She wouldn't let me film in there though. Another gift shop selling all kinds of postcards and magnets. Well, this looks like a beautiful store here. Another Transformer. Gorgeous lion statue. Amazing amethyst crystal, I believe that is. And look at the chandeliers here. Look at the chandeliers here. Amazing light fixtures. I believe these are for sale too, so if you need one for your home, you can come here and get the chandelier, as well as these very large figurines and statues. Wow. Got terracotta warriors there. A beautiful eagle. And other statues. And all kinds of very large crystals. Very large crystals here.
No radio.
Oh, okay.
No radio.
Okay.
Stop.
She didn't want me filming in there. There was no sign though, so. As we approach the China Gate, so let me show you the China Gate on the other side of the street. The Dragon Gate, I believe they call it. So we're at the corner of Grant and Bush Street. And this is the official entrance into Chinatown, the Dragon Gate. Noticed a beautiful church here that I need to show you. That is beautiful. Église Notre-Dame de Victoire. Gorgeous church, just on the outskirts of Chinatown. We'll make our way to the other side of Chinatown. Not done yet, still got a ways. It's such a bustling and big neighborhood that I will show you more of it.
Bring back here, Lou.
As we reach the corner of Bush and Stockton Street, we got the Green Door Massage, Sauna, and Whirlpool, a touch of ecstasy. In call, out call. Huh. I'm not sure what that is. Could be one of the last remaining brothels in the city. As I hike my way up this rather steep hill, see some really nice buildings here. My legs are going to be burning after I get up to the top of this hill here. We have a magnificent building here, which I don't know what it is, but let's go have a look. The corner of Stockton and Pine. interesting decorations. Oh wow, this is the Ritz-Carlton. This is the Ritz-Carlton Hotel, one of the most magnificent in the city. Let's go across the street and get a better look at it. Well, the trees are covering it, but as you can see, this is one heck of a hotel right here. I'll have to look into more of this building, if it was built as a hotel or built as something else. But anytime you see Ritz-Carlton, you know it's an expensive and luxurious hotel on your hands. This street is closed. There's a lot of street closures this weekend because of the Outside Lands Festival. As you can see, a gorgeous view of the amazing Bay Bridge. Gorgeous view from here.
Has to redo his kitchen. These are $70,000. Here?
It looks like there is a viewing area here. This is cool. This is really cool. Someone taking a nap. As you can see Chinatown beautifully from this perch here. Wow. That's amazing. The elevations in this city are simply unparalleled. We've got a staircase here. Let's take it. Get us down to back to the streets of Chinatown. Okay, going back to Stockton and Sacramento. Just going to put my camera down for a second while I tie my shoe. Go. You see a beautiful view of those two buildings right there, and a glimpse of the Bay Bridge as well. Got a large flag up there. Not sure if that's the Taiwan flag or could be, as we see the sign for this building. It says the Dr. Sun Yat-sen Memorial Hall of San Francisco. Dr. Sun Yat-sen was the founder of modern China. He led the Xinhai Revolution in 1912 against the last of the Chinese dynasties, the Qing dynasty. And that revolution brought down the empire. As we see a gorgeous building here, Chinese Consolidated Benevolent Association. So this is one of the numerous associations that were started for Chinese immigrants, sort of as like a welcoming center for the immigrants to come and, you know, get acquainted with the city and get any sort of help that they need. Dr. Sun Yat-sen is revered both in Taiwan and mainland China. He was not a communist, but the communists who took over China later on, back in 1949, they still revere him as the founder, as like the founder of their modern nation. But he was a revolutionary nonetheless, and in fact adopted the Christian religion. I believe it was Methodist, or perhaps Baptist. I think it was Methodist. And so a lot of people don't know that the founder of modern China was Protestant. As we see more and more businesses lining Stockton Street, an endless number of businesses. We've got the Bank of the Orient here. Jewelry stores, gift shops, bakeries, grocery stores, restaurants, you name it, you can find it here in the highly active neighborhood of Chinatown. People lining up here to get some dim sum to go, I believe. And the streets are getting busier and busier here on this Sunday morning. As we are approaching noon. A nice cool day. See, tons of food available. This neighborhood is certainly not wanting for food. This is like the opposite of a food desert here. You could feed all of San Francisco here. We see a beautiful mural there against that apartment building. So navigating the streets around here is a challenge because it is just busy. And like I said, it's the densest neighborhood in California and the West. I believe only in New York City will you find denser neighborhoods. Perhaps Boston. As we have the smell of fresh fish here at the corner. And the sun is shining brightly now. As we are at the corner of Pacific and Stockton. A lot of these intersections, people are forgetting to hit the button, so the hand is just remaining. This looks like a very nice store, selling all kinds of spices and ingredients. It smells very good, like some sort of Chinese spice. We've got some fresh fish here. Cut up and ready to go. Fish heads too. You just want to eat the head. Make a soup out of it. All kinds of vegetables, many of which I've never even really seen before, like this one right here. I have no idea what this is. Some sort of pepper. Apples and oranges. And what's this? What's this called? Oh, bokwa. Okay. Never heard of it. Never seen it before. Looks good. Yeah, see, we got vegetables that I've never even seen before here. This is where you come to get the really exotic stuff. Don't even know how you would decide where to go to get your stuff, because you have just so many options. Just an endless array of options here. I'd be hard pressed to find a more bustling area of the city. I know I use the word bustling a lot, but really, I mean, on a Sunday at noon, even North Beach I don't think is as busy as here. As you see some gorgeous homes in the distance. We're at the corner of Broadway and Stockton now. There's a seafood restaurant there, beside a cafe, beside more gift shops. And there's a place called China Live, which is a very large restaurant and bar. Got something called Asia Mall across the street. Doesn't really look like a traditional mall, but it might be a little small shopping center. The Tang Fat Hotel, which in all honesty looks a bit sketchy, but perhaps it's fine inside. As we are approaching Vallejo and Stockton. And now we are coming to Columbus Ave, which is the end of Chinatown and the beginning of North Beach, Little Italy, which I have a video on my channel, so make sure you check out my video of North Beach, which is right next to Chinatown. And this whole area is just rocking and rolling here on a Sunday afternoon we're at now. Well, thank you everyone for joining me on this walk through the oldest Chinatown in America. Please remember to like and subscribe and turn on those notifications. And we will see you soon. Bye for now.